As my discussion concluded with 8-Bit, creator of the 8-Bit Music Theory YouTube channel, he shared advice for people interested in exploring video essay creation and about lifelong learning. What advice would you give to people who either are trying to learn new technologies because they want to explore like the video essays, or who are inspired to share their passions on YouTube?
I feel like anyone with a moderately successful YouTube channel gets floods of comments asking about like, oh, how do I do this too? And I really, you just have to do it very, very poorly and just figure out with the tool, whatever tools you happen to have, how to get something on the internet. Yeah. So when I started, I used Windows Movie Maker. I made all of my graphics in MS Paint.
Whoa!
I recorded on a crappy little mic and just cobbled it together and wrapped it in Scotch tape and threw it on YouTube. Yeah. And it got a good response. Like the thing that's so interesting about YouTube and like online content platforms in general, as compared to like TV or movies or traditional distribution, is that I think we're kind of realizing that people don't care about production value nearly as much as we thought they did. You know, like there's going to be a level where you probably won't get 1 million views. Well, actually you might. Like you could have a really, really crappy video, but if the idea that you're trying to put forward is interesting to people, then they don't care that it's like, oh, his voice recording sounds bad or whatever. Like that's just not an issue. People are willing to put up with a lot. It's really easy to get in your own way as far as like, oh, I don't have like a good microphone though. It's like, it really doesn't matter. Record it on your phone and then, like there's a way to do it. And if you want to do it, just, do it, put it up. No one will watch the first 100 videos you put out anyway. Like it, just get stuff going. That's the other thing. If like, as far as advice, just make a lot of whatever you want to make, I think, right away, because that's how you learn how to do stuff. Like it wasn't until I made 4 or 5 videos in Windows Movie Maker that I ran into something an idea that I wanted to do that you couldn't do in Windows Movie Maker. Like I finally knew enough about editing to go, oh, if I want to transition in this way, that's not going to work or whatever. So then I had to go find a different video editor. And then like more and more I find in a lot of aspects of life, instead of trying to learn all about how to do something, if you start trying to do the thing you want to do and you run into a problem, then learn about how to solve that problem. Like look up, that seems like a way more efficient way to learn a new skill, especially in an age where, if you want to make a YouTube video, you have to know something about audio and video editing and like, moving files between different platforms and, internet and marketing. And there's like, everyone kind of has to know a little bit about everything now. Whereas if you're like narrating a TV show or something in the 20 years ago, you could just go in and be a great voiceover narrator and read the script and know everything about that and have no idea what time of day, you should post the video. My advice is just do it. If it's interesting, if people like it, it'll find its audience eventually, That's my take on it.
Throughout our discussion, I was repeatedly reminded about Joshua Eyler's book, How Humans Learn, and the 5 components of learning that he addresses. Applying these ideas to 8-Bit Music Theory, with curiosity and failure, we have a natural drive to keep learning, and making mistakes and getting better is part of the learning process. With authenticity and emotion, how do we connect and engage with our learning material? And even sociality. There is an active community on social media engaged with 8-Bit's work. As we wrap things up, what can people do to support your work?
I have a Patreon, 8-Bit Music Theory on Patreon. Any amount of support is very much appreciated. And if you do check out the channel and watch a video and I don't know, we didn't really touch on this, but I think the approach to teaching music theory in general, in an academic setting could be better. Not to put too fine a point on it. So if you I'm trying not to sound too self-aggrandizing. I've had teachers come up to me and say like, "Oh, I played your videos in my class, and the kids, love it, and that's great." I'm not saying you should play my videos in your class, but if you're really deep into music theory, like deep in the weeds, deep into the traditional classical thing, and you find it really interesting, going through these counterpoint exercises, if that really delights you, that's awesome. But there's maybe a way that you could present that's more engaging for a 19-year-old music student. So that's, I guess, not supporting the channel, but that's something to think about, I guess.
No, I think that's great for anyone of any discipline. Just finding ways, and I'm not, and none of us are saying like, so wrap the periodic tables because kids are into the rap music. No, that's obviously not what either of us are saying. But finding, being aware of the people who are working in those fields of that are presenting it in different ways. As a fellow enthusiast of video game music and music theory, it was wonderful to be part of this conversation.
Yeah, that's another reason why video game music is the best.
Absolutely. It was also exciting to hear about one of 8-Bit's recent projects, showcasing his work as a drummer and arranger.
Then I'll soon be releasing an album of video game music covers arranged in like a jazz fusion kind of style. It's my first foray post YouTube into releasing recorded music, so that'll be very cool to see how that goes, and I'm really excited about it. So that's outside of the realm of education, but if anyone's interested, that's something I'm doing.
Awesome. So thank you so much, 8-Bit, for sharing your experiences, your insights. And for everybody watching at home, please be sure to go to 8-Bit Music Theory YouTube channel. Go and click those like buttons and subscribe buttons. His next big milestone, I believe, is 500,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can help 8-Bit Music Theory get closer to that 500,000 mark. And for anybody watching at home, while you're at it, please make sure to hit the click and the share and the like buttons and subscribe buttons of this YouTube channel. And remember, you can always learn great things about distance education, independent learning at ADEIL's professional development YouTube page. So thank you very much, 8-Bit. Always, very much a pleasure to chat with you today.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is fun.
Thank you. As educators, how can we connect students to our fields of study? And if we use the term independent learning at its most literal, what can we learn from creators of video essays on YouTube? We talked a lot about engaging with subject matter as we dive into complex ideas. We can also find opportunities to create and explore and experiment for students and teachers alike. I thoroughly enjoyed talking with 8-Bit about how people can learn and using ideas from perhaps unexpected places to learn powerful concepts.